I'm Ralph. This is In My Circle. I'm also known as Ralphie Rotten, DJ Noise. And what is up? How's everything? Yeah, you read it. You read that that title, Trenton Waterworks. Rising prices. Right? They're raising prices. And if you live in the area that I'm surrounded by, so Hope County, and it's a entity, a public utility that's owned by the city complete, while they promote the best drinking water in the world, which it could be clearly the best drinking water in the world, yes, if it wasn't running on at a critical state right now.
Right.
That's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you promote the best drinking water in the world, yet you're at a critical level of being run? Like the whole system is at a critical level.
I'll be honest
It's
with you.
not like a critical level that
Mm-hmm.
it's about to die, but it's in dire need of repair.
Definitely.
Updating. Mm-hmm. The system is inundated. It's inadequate.
Here.
I know I'm coming out with all these smart words, but they're fitting their point. Right to the point.
But it's compared to what, though, as the most incredible water in the world, because some people say New York water is actually better than New Jersey. But then you have some water that's actually pretty fantastic if you go up to Minnesota.
I drink bottled water.
Or if you go to Iceland.
Ever since, Iceland, obviously, you're going to have better water. The pipes up there, what they for every guy for every person we have here, right? All right, let's for every 20 we have, they have like one. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really, the population is not that insane.
Yeah, exactly. Because in New York, reason why they say it's debatable between New York and New Jersey on pizza. Even I heard that.
All about the water.
All about the water, right. Even in Florida, they say that they actually have water shipped from New York or New Jersey down to Florida for the pizza shop to make the pizzas. Yeah.
I mean, I
don't know if that's true, but that's what I was told.
That I have heard stories. I've heard stories. Yes.
Or then you have Flint, Michigan.
Brooklyn bread. If you ever had Brooklyn pizza or Brooklyn bread, and let me know in the comments. I'm serious, because if you're from Brooklyn or New York, or if you're from Jersey, or you're visiting and you've had all the 5 boroughs, I don't care where you go in New York. I think Brooklyn pizza has the best pizza. That's just me. I've had them all, and I think honestly, Brooklyn has it better. Yeah. And I think Brooklyn is because of the water. I mean, it might just be, I don't know if it's great, that great, or it's just that polluted. Yeah. Enough pollutants that it
makes things good.
It tastes that good. Yeah, I might be wrong. I'm not saying that New York water's polluted. I'm just saying.
Now my family's from Brooklyn, so I might be a little biased on it. But when you have pizza in Queens, the Bronx, Staten Island, Manhattan, Long Island, Kings. Actually, there's a place called Kings too, Kings County, which is Brooklyn pretty much. I mean, I had good pizzas, but there's nothing like a Brooklyn pizza. There's something about it. I don't know what it is, but hands down, it's
right. Brooklyn pizza. There's something about it, and it's not just. It's not like just any random pizza shop. I mean, of course, it could just be any. If Brooklyn pizza is good, it has to be like. It can't be. You'll know.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, comes close to a Brooklyn pizza at the Shore. I forgot if it was Seaside or it was Wildwood. I believe Wildwood.
Seaside. I think Seaside has.
Well,
Seaside.
No, what's Seaside?
Point Pleasant. Seaside and Point Pleasant.
Point Pleasant. Yeah. Well, this was in Wildwood. There's a place called Joey's. Delicious pizza. Very thin crust. Very saucy. Flavorful. Not too oily.
Before the big boardwalk catastrophe in Seaside, where Sawmill, the old Sawmill was there.
Yeah.
They had the best pizza.
Well,
The new Sawmill is built, and I don't know.
I tried it.
I don't know if it's the same.
It's not.
You know, you can't.
It's
You can't. It's not.
I'm not trying to put any pizza down, but when I
Remember,
had
we are talking about Trenton Water,
Trenton
not
Water,
just pizza.
not just pizza. I want to say this.
Brooklyn in the house, though.
Sawmill
Pizza.
gives you a big slice of pizza, like in New York, like a New York style pizza. You know, it's huge. Like you feed 2 people with it.
Yeah, you can wrap that. You can wrap that shit around it like it's a blanket.
Yeah, and which is all good and dandy, but Sawmill, the flavor. Where's the flavor?
Yeah, there's no.
There was not. I mean, it was bland.
The old one, the old
Yeah.
Sawmill.
It was pretty good.
It was crispy.
Mm-hmm.
They made it just the right crisp, the right amount of sauce, the right amount of like it was just these big slices were just perfect.
Yeah, because now I tell you.
They had some flavor.
Oh yeah, and I'm going back to the '90s, way before the fire. So I haven't been down to Seaside in a long time, and when I saw the Sawmill there,
Seaside is totally different now.
yeah, and
Remember, half the boardwalk
disappeared. In the
disappeared
ocean.
because one, the hurricane, and two, a fire.
Oh, the fire. That's right. Both happened the same year, I think, right?
I think.
Or if not a year apart. I mean,
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Probably not that close, but
Yeah.
within
Within.
vicinity.
Yeah, and I didn't even call that a little suspicious too.
Yeah, it could have been a old school Jersey Shore fix in there.
Yeah,
or
might as well
insurance
just get
scam.
yeah, just get rid of the whole thing.
To be honest, from the get go, it looked like it was a scam. It was an insurance scam from the whole entire rip.
Now, I want to say another good place that I went to down the shore. It was Ocean City, I believe. Oh crap! It was either Ocean City or Wildwood. But 2 pizza spots that I like. But one, you have to go early. If you go late, you're not going to get good pizza, and that's Manco. I went there. Pizza was delicious. But I think it was Ocean City. I'm sorry if I get them too confused with the areas, but it was between Ocean City and Wildwood. And the best pizza I got was Joey's and Manco. Now, if you go to Manco late, like they're like closing up, then you're not going to get
But
the
see,
best.
here's the thing.
You're not going to get
here's my
the
thing.
best. So you have to go during the day.
You should. Anybody that has good pizza should have good pizza from open to close.
You're right.
That is the fail right there.
Right.
Not saying that your pizza sucks or your
Right.
friend or whatever.
And I only
But
really
I'm
said
saying that if they have good pizza, they should have good pizza from open to close.
and that's only
That's
from,
how you keep that reputation.
exactly because that's only from my
We
recommendation.
still got to
Because
talk about water though.
oh yeah, we'll do. I was gonna say this. That's only my recommendations about Manco because again, it was great pizza, but go during the day. Don't go when they're closed. Joey's.
I have a couple.
It was just
out
like
here.
Ralph said. Joey's was actually that. It's good from when it's open till it closes. They do not change. Because I went to both places twice. Joey's has not changed. Manco, great pizza during the day. We happened to, me and my boy John, we were leaving some, I think we're coming back from Cape May or something like that. And actually, yeah, when I shot Happy Gilmore. And I was coming back up from Cape May. And we decided to stop over in Wildwood, I believe, Wildwood or Ocean City. Forgive me again, I forgot where the 2 places landed at. But went to Manco because I was like, oh man, let's go to Manco. Let's go there because they're still open. Joey's closed, I think, around like 11, I think, or something like that. So we went over there.
Hold on.
Thinking we're gonna get a good pizza.
Whoever watches this are like, I thought we were talking about Trent Water. These motherfuckers are talking
All right,
about pizza.
I know, that's my last thing. We're going to talk about 10, 15 minutes on water, and then we're going to get the next show on. And I know, right?
Took these people down a whole different rabbit hole. Like pizza.
Pizza,
I
yeah.
thought I was talking about water.
And I have to say, we went there for closing. I ate the pizza. It was almost like they rushed it, and it just wasn't that good. I don't know if they changed the flavor. Then I realized, oh, because they're closing, and I guess whatever they had left over, or they rushed it, and just put it out there just to make a sale, and don't do that. That's just
Yeah, I've walked into some great places,
yeah.
and I've walked into some terrible places, and I've also ordered from terrible places.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is that all the original places are not original anymore.
Right.
You got to, in Trenton, you're not going to see, I don't think there's an actual pizza shop that's owned by Italians,
Yeah, I don't know.
right?
Right,
It
yeah.
makes you think. It makes you think.
Yeah, because
Makes you
like there's a even
They used to be.
believe it or not, there was one Spanish place on Clinton Avenue, which was really good, but they changed too. Because I think the guy sold the place and they changed everything in there. Forgot the name of it. It's on Clinton Avenue. I think it's on Clinton and Anderson or something like that. What was the name of that place?
I know what you're talking about. I forget what it is.
It'll probably come to me later, Ralph. I'll tell you later because I don't want to spend too much time on it.
Well,
But anyway, it changed. I mean, it used to have good pizza in there, for Spanish. It was actually pretty decent. It wasn't the best, but it was decent enough to eat. Like, you didn't have to, you didn't have to be high on weed to eat it.
that's a good one. When he said that you don't have to have the munchies
Exactly.
to eat that pizza.
Exactly.
So back to what we were saying.
Okay,
yes.
back to the order
The Trenton
Waterworks.
Trenton Waterworks is raising it, I guess, 60%.
Over the next 5 years?
For the next 5 years. And then after the next 5 years, well, first 26 they're raising 14%, and 27 14%, and then 4% for after. Meaning you're still paying 14% more. I don't know if that's monthly. I'm pretty sure that might be monthly
Yeah.
for
But,
12 months, and you're basically paying another $6, $7, maybe another $1,000 a year extra.
extra. Yeah. So
I
let's
could
say,
be I could be wrong.
well,
I could be wrong, but that's me. That's an estimation.
well, let's do the average. Let's say your bill every quarter, right? It's $200.
Let's say 240.
Okay, 240. Okay. Let's do a nice round number. Let's say 250. Nice round number to everybody. So if you have $250 right now you're paying, next year it goes up 14%. And now this is per quarter. And then you divide that quarter of 250. So every quarter you're paying 250, you're going to multiply it by 0.14%. And then you add that. Once you multiply that, you add that total to the 250, and that's what you're going to pay every quarter. Now, if you want to know what you're going to pay the next 5 years, you just do the 250, multiply it by 0.60, add that total to the 250, and that's what you're going to be paying in 5 years.
Yeah, so you're almost going to be paying
Yeah.
almost.
So if you say, let's just say
your
almost
bill's gonna
$400 a quarter. So it's going to, so pretty much you're going to be paying $100 a month, which you now undoubtedly will be paying $25 to $30 a week in the next 5 years for your water bill. $30 a week. That means some people might have to decide if they're going to eat that week, or if they're going to have the money. There's going to be a lot of people.
I feel people will find ways.
There's
but
ways.
With rising energy costs, utility costs, the economic cost rising, things are getting scarce. If you're, if you're a couple and you guys go out every Friday night and go get a nice steak, guess what, Bridget? You ain't getting that steak tonight.
Yep.
You ain't getting no more steak. You settle for a burger.
And I'll be honest with you, people are going to
Not a $40 steak, well, $10 burger. You know what I'm saying? You might have to trim. You got to start trimming the costs somewhere.
There are some cost savings that you can do. One, and most people probably hate this, especially women, but there are ways around it, is you might have to take less showers. And
take less shits.
Yeah, that's true. You do it all in one shot.
Do it all in one
shot.
Do it one go. No, we're making light out of
the whole thing
of a crazy
but
thing.
They do have washcloths because I have them from my dad. Especially if I'm not there to help him because my dad has dementia, so I got to help him with the shower and everything. But if I'm not there, we have these washcloths. Right, they come in a packet already pre-soaked in soap, but they're rinse-free. All you gotta do is use a little water, get them a little wet, into the scrunchie, rub your body with them, and then you just take a towel, a dry towel, clean towel, and just dry yourself off, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, but see, the
But
thing
you're
is,
using less water.
But remember, we pay $100 for your. Let's say if you're paying $100 for your ready bill, just to have water in your building or in your house,
Right.
or in your apartment, whatever, you're paying $100. Let's say that. Well, that cost is an added cost. It's part of that rising cost.
Right.
So you said, oh, on top of the $250. Well, your added cost to water ready could be is from $100 to $120.
Exactly. What I'm talking about is.
Your total payment.
Yeah.
That's where you're
Well,
dissecting.
But what I'm
analyzing
saying
the
is
payments.
because that's your usage right now. But
Correct.
if you start using less water, you may actually get back to your old bill, but you're going to be using less. That's what I'm saying. You might have to start getting paper plates. And
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying there's
there are, and see,
'Cause you can
my thing is this. I personally think on the administrative side that there should be an oversight committee to
audit the
to
Trenton
audit,
works.
the hours, audit the monies, audit the repair costs, audit what's going on.
What's
a
going
general
on?
audit of what is going on.
Right.
Not somebody that's paid privately for the waterworks to tell us a song and dance that this is what is needed.
Here's one.
Because they had this guy there.
Yeah.
They hired this guy to do a nice little presentation, a little film, a slide, and wide, and he reminded me of Matthew McConaughey's brother.
Here's the thing you could do too. Well, not us, but Trenton Waterworks. Trenton Waterworks, if you want to save money, try this. Get rid of the fluoride.
They won't.
You'll save thousands of dollars a week.
They won't.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there's so many, and it's crazy. I wish I can tell all of it, the craziness in one video, but you can't. There's water mains that they don't know how old or how outdated they are.
Right.
They don't know if they're capable of leaking and what if they're leaking. Some towns have brown water. One town had brown water since December. That's Ewing.
Right.
One whole entire street. And their lame ass excuse was it's firefighters opening hydrants in that part of town. But since December, how many firefighters are opening hydrants?
Yeah.
I don't buy that.
That's a bunch of BS.
That is because you're not cleaning the lines.
Right.
You got to clean those lines, and
You got to flush them.
you got to flush those lines. The sediment that sits there if they're not clean, and that's why you're getting that brown water.
Because some cities, I think.
I mean, they think that just
Look.
because I don't have a water department certificate,
You don't need one. I mean,
we don't. It's common
sense.
It's common sense.
It's common sense. Now, I know they want to get rid of the fluoride, but I think Florida is getting rid of the fluoride in the water, and because they're going to be saving thousands of dollars a day, or a week, wherever how much it costs to keep, put it in the water.
Well,
Also, too, if you, it might be a little expensive, but it'll save money in the long run. I think the water treatment plant should turn everything into reverse osmosis, which cleans the water, and also, which is be healthy for everyone.
too much money to spend. So they don't want to spend the money to fix it.
Oh, I know.
It's evident.
But yeah, the thing is with reverse osmosis, you will alkaline the water, and it'll be more healthy for everybody, cleaning your teeth and everything.
Yeah, but the thing
Instead
is,
of using the fluoride and stuff like that. And you just got to buy the machine. You don't have to add this, that, and the third to it, and they'll clean the water.
they don't. To me,
I'm saying that's what they should do.
they
I know
should
they're not.
obviously.
But they're not. I know they're not
An
going to.
oversight committee could garner, and nobody's to say that you don't want to take a utility away from the city, but 14% in the next 2 years, whose campaign are we funding?
Right.
Are we funding who? What are we funding? So much up front, so quick.
Right.
Why can't you in the 5 years break it down? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And the guy said, "Well, you'll never catch up." Well, why is it that we're never catching up if we're
Right.
paying so much money?
Exactly.
Who are we funding, and why are we not
Yeah.
fixing this?
Because what I know is that the water hasn't changed.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so an oversight committee could make sure all money, proper money, and proper money can be allocated to the proper, repairs, to the proper people,
Right.
the proper chemists, the people who inspect. The money could be allocated, an oversight committee can allocate to oversight what money gets allocated, to what money gets allocated to what repairs, and what upgrades and what downgrades, who hires, who gets fired,
Yeah.
what kind of people are we bringing in, what
Right.
outside, they brought somebody to do a presentation. How much money are we paying for this? How much money is it coming from the taxpayers?
An oversight audit.
Exactly.
An oversight audit.
Obviously, to do a money audit, you'll never be able to find it.
Right.
Because there's never been an actual audit of the utility.
Right.
So, you're going into, you're going into loopholes and you're going into all these dog holes that you're never going to find X amount of dollars. That's why you need an oversight committee, because there is no accountability.
Exactly.
There's no accountability. And nobody's saying that, the council is not running the situation to where it needs to be run, but there's no overall accountability to when a town has groundwater. Who drops the ball on that? A town like Ewing, or when we open up our Facebook and or the internet says, how a boil water advisory is in effect for this such and that, such, or you may see brown water in your they're cleaning out your lines. The reason why you see the utility the public works or from the towns emptying the water hydrants, because they have to release that pressure so they don't have buildup in those, so they create sediment and create brown water.
Right.
They got to do that. Why are we doing that? Wasting the water, right? Why isn't there an updated way to do that? Why are we just flushing money down the toilet? And I maybe I'm wrong. Yes, maybe you got to release that kind, just so I don't understand why this stuff is so outdated. There's leaks, there sometimes there's a water main that breaks on Olden, and they don't know. Sometimes they don't know why it happens. They don't know they don't know how old some of these water mains are. They can't identify. There's no real plan of how that whole entire system working, because you don't have no accountability.
Really?
So you just keep putting, and I know this because I've spoken to people with ins and outs. I've spoken to enough people that tell me, hey, there's no accountability, there's no oversight. Ever since maybe for the last 10, 12, maybe last 15 years,
yeah, you're right.
they didn't really have the proper people.
Right.
They had proper people. They let those people go, retire, but they never really filled those positions.
Yeah.
They never really replaced those. If you lose a chemist, let's say level 5 chemist, what are the an environmental protection person, whatever. That's a level 5. Let's say their cert is a level 5.
Right.
And I'm not saying that's. I'm just saying I'm using that as an example. A level 5 chemist, whatever, leaves. Well, if you replace them with a level 1, you're not at where you was. You know what I'm saying? So you replace them with a level 1 chemist.
Right.
And I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying that that's what's happening.
Right.
But what is happening is clear as day. Is what it's what has happened, because you had 4 or 5 people that knew everything, that ran that place, no violations, for almost 20 years or more, right? I know this. 100%. I know this. Ever since you let these people go, or you transition change, all your violations start to happen.
Exactly.
Why? Because you're not paying the right people. You never replaced the right people. You filled in just to fill in, just to say, all right, well, this level 1 is adequate. He's got a certificate. He's not level 5, but this is all we can get.
Exactly. You got mediocre.
You are
mediocre
disenfranchising the people.
Yeah.
The people who use the utility.
Exactly.
The people who are paying.
And who are we paying? this? You know, because I know there's workers.
Well, the utility is owned by Trenton.
Right.
So it's basically.
Well, as a Trenton resident, I'm trying to figure out myself.
Well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
It's a quasi purse for the city. Mm-hmm. And is that the right word to say? It's a quasi purse for the city. And, you know.
Well, I was going to say this.
If they make a profit, they can. If they make a profit, they could take.
Right.
But they're supposedly sometimes working at a loss. So I'm stumped because.
Well, the reason I'm stumped on that because
you had all these people that were running it, and you leave them, let them go, But
see, there's the thing too.
These violations are mounting.
It's just not home residents. There's businesses. There's supermarkets that use the water too. It's just not the residents.
Well, it's not. This is.
There's
see, I'm glad you say this. Mm-hmm. It's not just the residents, it's businesses. Well, the Hamilton Township administration and body, that means mayor, council, as a whole, they have a long-standing lawsuit. They're in litigation with Trenton Waterworks.
Oh, I'm glad somebody is.
And trying to leverage a regionalization. Regionalization means the public utility is no longer completely owned by Trenton. It is owned by
a private company.
No, it is owned by the surrounding municipalities. They all have it's like a board.
Oh,
they all have an equal say. So, you know, and you know, quite frankly, you know, they're saying, oh, it's a slippery slope. It leads to privatization. Well, you guys, the Trenton owns it, and they can't fucking run it.
Run it, right?
So, what makes you think that if we're gonna keep letting you run it by yourself, that you're gonna get it, that you're gonna get it to where it needs to be?
Yeah, I know.
And so,
City Hall and Trenton can't do nothing right.
Where the county can divvy up and put into that money, where the burden is not.
And I'm surprised
put on the people. Is a lot of neighborhood municipalities with regionalization would say, well, you know what, we'll pay for that, or we'll pay for another a reservoir or another filtration section for that section.
And you know, also too.
You know, at the end of the day, number one mission is to get quality drinking water at an affordable rate. That's number one.
And I'm going to put this on top of this, and even though it's somewhat unrelatable, but it also affects your pockets. That I'm surprised, but also I'm not surprised that our governor has not stepped in and say, hey, you know, it is kind of outrageously high. But at the same time, this is the same governor. I'm going on electricity for just 30 seconds here. Our electric bill's going up. So I'm trying to figure out how our water bill is going up high and electric is going high. And even with the electric, we all have energy saving this, energy saving that, light bulbs, refrigerators. And I know why. Because our governor shut down a lot of coal plants and nuclear, and we're getting power from other counties. We used to be energy independent state. You know? No,
incorrect. We are part of a 13-state coalition that shares electric from one grid. The reason why we're paying high energy costs is because at peak times, we are pulling all the same electricity from
one source.
At one source, all at the same time. So it becomes supply and demand. So it becomes that's when your rates go up. Where are you going to watch your electricity? When you're home. During the day, it's not going to be used as much, right? Because you're at work. At night, on the weekends. Peak hours, that's why so everybody, all these 13 states are all saying, oh, we want this electricity. So you're pulling from the grid, so you're stressing it, means they have to raise the costs. It's not something that Murphy done. It's not what Mickey Sherrill is doing. It's not what Citrelli is doing. It isn't what the guy over in Pennsylvania is doing. What's happening in America is it's plain and simple, A and B. What's happening is America is too hell-bent on sending money, A, overseas. 2, we're too hell-bent on putting so much money into the military, and also spending money on deportations and immigration, when our infrastructure is what is really hurting.
Right.
Some of our bridges are collapsing. If you've noticed, every so often,
I don't disagree.
you know.
I mean, honestly, it's the first time I heard about this 13 coalition.
The aviation thing is, crashes here, this and that. Our waterways are being polluted. Our streets are caving in, our sinkholes, our highways, Route 1 has been being worked on for centuries.
Yeah,
I don't know who's making the money off that, but every single day you go on a highway is being
There's
so
something going on.
our infrastructures, meaning our water filtration systems, our electrical grid systems. Puerto Rico, during Trump's first term, during Hurricane Maria, Trump denied the Puerto Rican island of $36 million in aid that would have basically fixed the electrical grid. Well, since he didn't want to send it, he denied them $36 million in aid, and their electrical grid has not been fixed since. Meaning, the people in Puerto Rico go through blackouts for weeks. I mean, for days. It depends on when they get the electrical their grid back on. So fast forward.
When was the last time Puerto Rico got aid?
I have not. I'm talking about the majority aid that it was $36 million that was supposed to go to them for the hurricane aid. He denied.
Oh, okay.
That's the aid that I'm saying in general.
Okay.
In general, that he denied. And so, whereas to a state like Texas, when they had their hurricane, they got them aid right away. So back to what I'm saying is our infrastructure in America is falling apart. We have to invest in this country,
Right.
not just our military, not just our overseas friends, but we got to take care of the infrastructure because, as you see, our highways are falling apart, our roads are falling apart, our electrical is falling apart, our water filtration systems are falling apart. So,
And we're putting out a lot of money, too.
also another reason
And
why
we're not seeing nothing get prepared.
our utility costs could be because the Trump administration is holding federal aid for states and this is a blue state, so he's probably holding federal aid. So sometimes they say, oh, it's Murphy's fault that the rising costs. No, it may not just be that. It may be that federal aid has been cut in certain things because of we're a blue state.
Well, here's the thing is...
And hold on, and they do that so they can make it look like the Democrats are fucking up the state, and in reality, it's the Republicans that are choking the Democratic administration and making them think that the Democrats can run the state, so that we desperately need the Republicans. But it's not that, because, and I want to say this with a clear conscience, it doesn't matter if it's a Democrat or a Republican in New Jersey. The rising cost of energy is still going to be here. If Mickey Sherrill wins, she says she's going to put a state of emergency on energy costs. Why isn't Murphy doing it now? Why can't Murphy doing it now?
That's what I was leading to.
So, Ciccarelli says the same thing. He's not going to do anything different than what she's going to do. They always say, oh, we're going to lower energy costs. Oh, we're going to lower taxes. But guess what? They're going to get in, and your taxes are not going to lower, and your energy costs are not going to get low. Okay? This money that Trump gave us in 2020 is what we're paying for now. We're paying it back in so many ways, and they're sucking us because, oh, here's some money, here's some money, here's some money. Don't worry, you'll have to pay it later. And we'll get you somehow. And this is what we're paying for that money now. When we were getting sent that money, I told the wife, I said, this isn't free. Eventually, we're going to have to pay. And we're going to have to pay bad.
I said the same thing.
And we're going to have to pay so much, and it's going to hurt us. It's going to hurt this country. This is basically a reverse mortgage. They give it to you now, it's like you know when the mob gives you a loan, they give you here's $10,000, but we want 50% back. 50%, yeah. So you owe us 15,000, and you say, you know what? I need this 10,000, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take it. And guess what? Before you know it, the interest is so much you owe 20,000. Okay, and you can't pay it back because you're so much in debt.
Well, I knew that
That's
from the beginning
what-
when
that
we did
is
the COVID
what-
relief that we was going to have to pay it back.
That is what they did to us.
Nothing's ever free.
That is what they did to us. They gave us these monetary funds, relief funds, in a form of relief, but really they were like, oh, this is a stimulate COVID loan to keep
Right.
you afloat. It's a loan, but you don't
Loan.
know it. But you're gonna pay it back tenfold. Watch. And this is what happens when you shut the whole entire country down. You shut it down for a year or two, and you want the country to catch back up, to roll up. You know, the wheel, the little wheel
It's very stressful.
on the machine. You know what I'm talking about. The machine is not even. It's still not back to
where it was.
That machine is not where that wheel is going. It was 110% when before. We're at 60, 70, 80%. We're still 40% more.
I don't disagree with that.
Right?
Yeah,
We're still a long ways. We're still almost 6, 7 years away from getting back to that normalcy where look outside. Nobody goes out anymore.
Right.
Nobody goes out late no more.
No.
Everybody's still wearing masks in their car.
Right.
By themselves. There's still people out there walking dogs with masks on.
Right.
Who are you going to infect?
And diners are not even open 24 hours anymore.
Yes.
If you get Chinese food, especially in this area, you have to get it before 9:30. I used to be able to get Chinese food at midnight or 1 in the morning. I can't anymore.
But you see how DMV. You can't walk in there and say, I want to do my license today.
Yeah, you got to make an appointment.
You still have to make an appointment for a service that our tax dollars pay for. In New Jersey. How about that? Right? So there's your whole answer in a whole nutshell.
Let me say this.
Our
I
country's
agree with
still
you.
trying to
I
catch
agree with
back
you,
up.
especially for the state of New Jersey. I agree with you on the Republican-Democrat thing because we have Republicans and Democrats, and I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen nothing change.
Right? We had Christie in office,
Nope.
and what did he do?
Nothing.
Right? So, and it's... I for many years, I was a independent.
That's why I said if New Jersey... I'm going to say this real quick because I'm going to go back.
Yeah.
I'm going to shut the show. I'm going to say this. New Jersey needs an independent. I'll be honest with you. Somebody that's not Republican, somebody that's not Democrat. Because people say your state's blue or this state's red. But when it comes to New Jersey, from my experience of working...
It don't matter who you are. We're still Jersey.
Yeah, doesn't matter who you are. But what I'm saying is when it comes to a party, they both sucked in New Jersey. I'm just going to be honest. Because I worked with Christine Whitman. And for a 1-year internship, the administration sucked. Then we had a Democrat. Then we had a Republican. Then we had a Democrat. Then we had a Republican. Either back and forth, back and forth.
And it's a yo-yo game. It's a yo-yo game. It's a yo-yo type of game.
Nothing's changed. The only thing that changed was the bill on our electric bill, the bill on our water bill, and the bill on our taxes. That's the only thing that changed. And not for down, but it all went up. It didn't matter who was in office.
It doesn't matter.
That's what I agree with you on.
It doesn't matter who's, and that's my pure, non-biased opinion. No matter who you put in office in Jersey, the taxes never. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I'm in my mid-40s, right? The biggest argument and concern in New Jersey has always been taxes.
Right.
We're going back since I was a kid. How many people do we have in office then, right?
Yeah.
Who said, hey, we'll bring taxes down? Taxes are still going up. The Democrats have said it. The Republicans have said it. And
nothing happened. Yep. They said They said in New Jersey, and I'm going to leave. They said there hasn't been a good governor since Governor Kane, from what I was told. He was the best guy. I'm not sure if he was Democrat or Republican. I don't know. I never asked what party he resided in, but they said he was the best governor New Jersey ever had. And then after he left, everything started going down. But go ahead. But on that note, I'm going to go in the back.
I was an independent for many, many years. lean Republican, lean Democrat, and then when the Republicans said, "Hey, remember we had a table full of Republicans here," and as a, I guess I'm considered a journalist, right? A reporter, of some sort, a content creator, journalist, reporter, a news guy, a press, so you don't. I'm supposed to be looked. I don't. I'm supposed when I'm interviewing candidates that run for office. You're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be, neutral. And that's what I've always done. Anytime I brought any candidates, and Ruben as my witness, will wholeheartedly agree. Anytime I brought any candidates, I have been very neutral. I have never been one-sided, two-sided, or, I've never argued with them. It's always their story. Right. But when I had these Republicans, they offered me, we'll get you in the school board. Yeah. And, that was my first big experience with radical Republicans offering me positions, offering me blind promises without paying on them. So I knew that they were full of it. My first, anybody that offers you, I have a lot of good friends in politics, and one of my friends said, the first one that comes to you and offers you the boat is the one that's going to sink you first. And that resonated with me. It stuck with me. And when these Republicans offered me the boat, I knew that they weren't good. And so I was very active in my community. The council members, the mayor, everybody knows who I am. They know I'm an activist. They know I care about my community. So I kept on bumping into one of the council members, and they invited me to go to the Democratic, party meeting and say, why don't you show up here and see if you can help, see what you can do. And then I started getting involved, and I'm like, all right, I can mess with these people. And then so I said, do you want to run for office? Do you want to be in office? I say, yeah, maybe. And, I'm right, 1 year into it, right? 1 year into, I'm a District 39 representative in my township, and I call the township if there's any trash, any signs. I care about my community. I represent. What's the point of being elected by the people if you're not going to do anything for them? How are you going to? Let's say if I eventually want to run for mayor. I don't think I'll run for mayor or council. How can they trust you if they don't know that you fought for them? So that's me. I fight for all the people. I stand for everybody. And I am for regionalization of Trenton Waterworks with stipulations. If you can't run it, let somebody else step in there and run it. Let's get quality drinking water for the people at an affordable rate. Because at the end, you need the people. You need the people. You need the people, and you need the revenue. You need the people to pay. So you don't want to scare the people out of the city. So yes, I speak for everybody in Mercer County. We want better drinking water at an affordable rate. And listen, I'm Ralphie Rotten, also known as DJ Noise. I'm Ralph. This is in my circle. If you like this conversation, if you like this topic, if you have any topics, if you have any questions, feel free to comment, like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers. I'm almost there. Help me out, help a guy out, help me grow this channel so I can bring you different content, different stories, different interviews. The more you respond to me, the more I can bring to you. I'm still learning at this, doing this by myself. Ruben helps me out. He's, he just comes in to have a great conversation, But like I said, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, share, comment, and like the video. It helps to grow the algorithm. This is a Hamilton Radio sponsored video and show. Check out Hamilton Radio in Hamilton, New Jersey, and all their content. and follow us, all right? I'm Ralph, and we're out. This is In My Circle. Peace.